back, sounding good here in the volcano crater.
All kinds of squealing going on here tonight. Oh, man. What the hell am I feeding that through? Wow.
You know, all that's going to do is get the dogs barking over here.
Yeah, just turn the weight down a little bit. Tram Titan tonight here.
Well, I'm on a radio I wasn't planning on using, but I was working on a couple other radios. I wound up with more time on my hands today than I was anticipating, which is good. So here I am. The gate is rolling. I was working on a couple of radios. I got frustrated with that Formula 23. And I decided to see if I can get some audio back on my Metrotek Mustang II. And boy, did I get some audio back. And I gave it a tune-up, and I got lots of receive back. And now I'm quite pleased with the way it operates. In fact, I set it for 50 microvolts for S9. And you typically give me an S8, and it's sitting right in an S9. So you're right. It's right in the neighborhood.
So what was wrong with that radio? And you say you lost audio?
I think it was a combination between bad mic cord and the volume slider pot. I got it to work, and I'm not touching it again.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds real good.
I do have one question though, if we can go down the technical road real quick.
Technical road is what part of what Classic Radio Roundup's all about.
Yeah, in fact, Classic Radio Roundup was founded on the technical road. All right, now I'm looking at my O-scope modulation, you know, and about the time I reach almost 100% modulation on the peak, on the positive, but then it starts to get flat, but I don't reach 100% negative yet.
Well, that may be a clipper in there keeping that from happening.
Why would things start to square off, it seems, before you reach 100%? You think that's it, a clipper?
Yeah, that's a good thing, because if it squares off, if it chops the baseline, and then you start splattering.
No, but it's making the top square off before you get anywhere near the 100% negative.
What, you're saying the positive is squaring off before the negative?
Yeah.
Well, that would indicate a lack of a modulator drive. Maybe you got a bad electrolytic cap in one of your cathode bypasses, or maybe there's a dropping resistor for the plate voltage going to the final, and usually they jump those out with a cap electrolytic to give you a little bit more swing power.
Yeah, I'll have to investigate further. It just doesn't give me the nice roundy round, you know, just before I'm used to seeing a roundy round before I get the flat or squaring off, you know, and this thing kind of squares off. It seems like not, you know, I don't know. I'm used to both of them hitting the peak at the same time, but they don't seem to both hit at the same time, if that makes sense.
Well, squaring off is usually a sign of not enough audio drive for the carrier you have.
I think the radio has too much carrier. It does do 4 watts. I think it's probably too much.
You could probably back that down, increase the dropping resistor value, drop that down to 2.5 watts, and it'll probably scream.
What's that, on the plate voltage?
Yeah, and then, like I say, put an electrolytic cap across it, and that'll allow your audio to pass while your DC voltage drops. So you'll have all the audio and only a reduced carrier.
That sounds like a good idea, because you hear how this thing sounds like this. I think if it's set up right, I can back this mic down and it'll be awesome.
Yeah, it would. Right there.
Hello, Sparky. Welcome to Classic Radio Roundup. Coming through my 7-tube Metrotek Mustang. That's right, 7 tubes.
Copy that, Spitfire. Good to hear you on the band. And Sandbagger, 44, coming at you on this GE Mobile Radio. It's a 40 channel 5813A. GE
they bring good things to life.
Oh, that's that PLL 03A one you bought, huh?
Yeah, but surprise, surprise, guess what's in there?
What?
O2A.
Really? Because that model number supposedly is an 03A.
I know, that's what I saw too, but then I've seen some different listings for it showing it as an O2. And this one was unmolested.
That's probably an old production then. They must have switched over somewhere in midstream.
Yep, 10-4. A little hard to keep track of them GEs. They just
Bring good things to life.
And then they cut out.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I don't know, but I'm happy with the way the Metrotek turned out after a little screwdriver. And
Yeah, I did not have to turn up the gain inside the radio. They didn't have to mess with that. It was already punchy.
Yeah, I got you beat tonight, Pete. I got 12 tubes.
oh, I'm on my minimal list. Remember, I thought this thing had 8 tubes, but it only has 7. The Metrotek Mustang and the Pacer, they're only 7 tubes.
How about that?
Man, we got a lot of skip land tonight.
Yeah, what is that hash and trash? I think it's fading out, though.
It's getting to be less than it was. It was brutal earlier.
Alrighty.
Hey, 44.
You said that's 5813B, right? Or you just keep trying.
No, I gotta look at it again. I think it is the B.
Yeah, because you told me that the other night. It was the B, not the A. The A has the 3, the B has the 2.
Oh, really? Yeah, it's the B. Yep.
Now you know why it was that way, Sandbauer.
Yeah, but, that seems backwards because the 03 came out after the 02, and the 03 was a non-modifiable chip.
And now I just looked on my master sheet for the chips, and the B has the 2 and the A has the 3.
Kind of opposite of what you'd think, right?
And 4.
New sheet.
If you really got down to it, there's only 2 tubes in this Mustang transmitter. Transmit doubler oscillator and the final amp.
Yeah, that's all they had. That's all they needed. There's enough gain in there.
2 tubes, that's it. And then you got to throw the audio section in there, but that's only 2 more tubes.
This thing's got 3 tubes.
Yeah, it's got plenty of audio. There's a 12AX7 speech amp and a 6AQ5 output modulator. That's it.
I got a 6GK6 for an output.
This thing's kind of cool. It really is. I'm just blown away by how simple these are and how good they work.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Utica Town and Country. That was a simple radio, too. Only 6 channels. And, I think it probably only had 7 or 8 tubes in it, too.
Ironically enough, I have the Town and Country 3. The Utica T&C 3 is in this particular Sam's number 9.
Yeah, that's the fancier one. That one's actually got a meter on it and stuff.
It has 2 meters on it. 2 meters and probably all the channels.
Yeah, the original Town and Country, a friend of mine, my next door neighbor had one back in the 70s. And I put an old metal preamplified mic on it for him so he'd have a little bit more audio power. That thing put out 4 watts too, if I remember right.
I bet it would do more. It has a 6GJ5 final tube. It's an honest to God plate cap, type tube.
Nah, this one didn't have anything like that. They must have beefed it up with the newer versions.
Yeah, it's got a plate cap on top type tube. It's a big fat tube. I can't believe when I saw that. I was like, oh, I bet that thing probably really has more than it needs.
Yeah, it's like that Buddy bass. That also had a big. The original version of the Buddy bass had a 6146 for a final.
What's 61?
I guess versus an Omni, but people are saying that, you want to keep your beam.
but still, yeah, right.
Yeah.
2E26 will get you 30 watts PEP.
Yeah, that's what was in the Lafayette HE10.
Yeah, the 410 and the 460.
Yeah, that did real well, audio wise, but it was so damn drifty it was annoying to use.
Yeah, I gotta get mine back and throw it up on the air again. I think the crystal from this radio might work in the crystal socket for that. I think that's a doubler if I remember right.
I had the 410 and the 460 both. I got rid of them both. They were fun for a little while.
Put it up there and just call it good.
Yeah, I think he gave them to me because I've got a junk 460 in the basement that's half tore apart, and then I got the 410. Didn't have the AC power cord for it. I had to figure out how to wire it up.
A 6GJ5 is a horizontal deflection amplifier, beam power pentode. Looking for plate dissipation. Man, it just gives me a bunch of other references that are identical. I'll have to look up another one, I guess. Doesn't tell me nothing.
In other words, it's a sweep tube.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, 6GJ5. Yep. Yeah, it's a sweep tube, that's for sure. Alright, I found I'm looking for the plate dissipation on this thing.
No other check-ins tonight yet?
Just you, me, 44, and Pete so far, I think. Unless we got sandbaggers out there. Sandbaggers other than me, that is.
17.5 watts plate dissipation at 6,500 volts.
6,500 volts?
Peak plate voltage maximum 6,500. Yeah, they're probably not running it at that.
That's got to be a misprint. I've never seen a sweep tube with that kind of a voltage rating. Usually 650 would be more.
It says 6,500 in the book. Peak negative plate is 1,500.
That's bizarre.
Yeah, maybe it is 650 and 150 and it's a misprint. But anyway, 17.5 watt plate dissipation.
That's similar to the tube in the Utopia. Only that doesn't have a plate cap on it.
That's when you know you got plenty of headroom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, headroom.
Gotta have headroom to make audio.
Gotta have some audio to get over all that noise we got going on out there.
Even Green Dog came out here and said he liked the sound of this Metrotek Mustang.
Yeah, it doesn't sound bad. I mean, it's a mobile microphone, but it's got plenty of audio.
It's the Turner M+3.
Yeah, and it sounds like a Turner M+3.
Turner M+3.
Since you got the video game running, I want to try my sidekick mic on this and see if it sounds broadcasty.
Show you right. Yeah, all went well today for me, man. I was expecting it to be more than an all-day affair, but it was just a most of the day affair.
Yeah, show you right. KLX Cosmic Radio in downtown Spewtown. Tonight we are transmitting from the antenna towers at the front of the top of the back of my house. Break.
Yeah, you're getting into that broadcasty sound through my hi-fi Metrotek.
Yeah, it sounded good. Yeah, super sidekick microphone. A little bit flatter. And that nice warm tube sound that Tram is famous for. It even makes me sound deeper. I'm going for the Barry White Award.
Well, you're getting pretty daggone close to the Barry White Award. I guess if I talk like the midnight DJ and I'm going to spin another blues record, the groove, put the needle in the groove and we'll sit back and listen to the blues.
Yeah, I need some nitrous oxide to really bring it down.
Nitrous oxide? That'll make you go the other way.
I thought that was helium.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's helium. Yeah.
I think nitrous is more dense. Well, it'll make you really silly anyway.
I thought nitrous is what they use to put you to sleep when they want to drill a hole. The dentist wants to drill a hole in your head.
Yeah, exactly. We used to get them little canisters at a store down in Norristown on Main Street. Main Changes or something it was called. Main Changes? That was a clothing store. Yeah, they sell whippets. Clothing out in the front, drug paraphernalia in the back.
I remember whippets.
That's right. Whip it good.
Give me some.
Operator.
You know it. Just playing around over here.
That's what it's all about.
Hello, operator. And I'm playing around over here.
I was trying to call you guys on the wire, but that didn't work.
Nah, because we're on the radio. How's this GE radio making it down there, Ron?
Pretty good. Seems like the skip is fading away a little bit, but I'm on the 31-foot IMAX right now.
Why don't you just fade away?
This one has 9 tubes, Pete.
You got me beat by 2.
I got him beat by 2. Or 3.
I got a whole bag of tubes.
Joey Bag of Donuts.
I got a tube caddy.
So do I, in the basement. I won it my senior year of tech school playing Pong.
And 4.
Was it filled up? Was what filled up? The tube caddy? Yeah, they come with tubes? No. I got it stuffed with all kinds of stuff. I got tubes in there, but I got other stuff in there. I got my old Graymark AM broadcast transmitter in there, too. I should power that up one night, see what it looks like on the spectrum analyzer. What is it, a low-power AM broadcast station? Yeah, I guess it's Part 15 compliant or whatever. It's 2 tubes. No, 3 tubes, I'm sorry. And, they put out an adjustable signal on the AM broadcast band, and I was like DJing for a while there. I could hear it half a block away. I picked up an FM transmitter like that, had a cassette slot in the front, so I guess you could play whatever your ad or something at a location. I wonder how many watts that is. Well, it all depends on whether it's Part 15 compliant or it's commercial or something. If it's Part 15 compliant, it's milliwatts, like 10 or 15 milliwatts or something. Or
I have a AM transmitter and a receiver, a radio like trainer. It's in a briefcase and it has a bunch of switches on it. You can disable the circuits in the power supply, the transmitter, or the receiver. It's kind of fun to play around with.
Yeah, we talked about that. That thing's got a built-in dummy load, and if you defeated it and jumped a couple things around, you could get some power out of that.
Yeah, right? I thought about doing that a couple of times. I also have a tube AM transmitter that 05 gave me some time back, but I never even tried messing around with it. One of these days I'm going to have to fool around with that.
Yeah, I mean, since 05 left and the pirate radio station field has been left wide open here, somebody's got to fill the gap, I guess. I see a lot of those on the FCC documents. Yeah, Gene managed to get some decent range out of his there for a while. I could hear it up here sometimes. Yeah, mostly like in the inner city, I see him getting popped. Yeah, he had a 10 or 15 mile radius range on that thing, putting out like 25 watts or something when he had the amplifier running.
I got another technical question here.
Ooh, let's go. Classic Radio Roundup Technical Edition. Not brought to you by the 05 Technical Institute.
No, but brought to you by Classic Radio Roundup and Spitfire's insatiable need to be a better radio technician. I don't quite understand on this final amp on this Mustang. It's got the 6CX8 here. Well, the power coming from the plate, the only place any power comes to the plate of the final is from the modulation transformer.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Alright, well, there's no resistor in between that and the plate.
What about on the other side of the modulation transformer? There's you're going through the secondary, so there's something on the other side of it, right?
Oh, so you mean on the primary side, drop that down?
No. On the other side of the secondary, where does that go? It goes through the transformer. Where does it go from there?
I'm not following you. I mean, from the output modulator, it goes into the transformer, comes out of the transformer, you follow the line, and it goes to the plate. But it goes through an 8 ohm inductor.
8 ohm?
Yeah, and, L11, it's an inductor, but it shows 8 ohms.
And where's that, on the plate? That's your plate harmonic suppressor, I guess.
And then, yeah, the only thing tying in there is, I guess, feedback from the input, and then it goes out. It also goes, it looks like, to the grid through a 4700 ohm resistor to the grid coming from the modulation transformer as it branches off and goes through that inductor to the plate.
Yeah, that's the screen grid.
So there's no resistor in between that plate and that modulation transformer, though, other than that inductor.
Yeah, but what's on the other side of the modulation transformer? It's a winding. It's got, one side of the winding is going to the plate of the tube. Where's the other side go?
To the voltage supply, I guess.
Well, that's where the resistor would be, between there and the voltage supply.
So I gotta tap it off or before the modulation transformer?
Yeah.
Okie doke. Well, then won't that affect, because it has different voltages for transmit and receive shown there.
Aha.
So if I reduce that beforehand, won't that affect something else?
Well, if it's going somewhere else too, then yeah. But if it's not going, I would think that'd be one circuit going through the modulation transformer and into the plate of the tube, and that's the only place it's going. But if it's going somewhere else...
Pick up that breaker. Let me study the schematic.
Well, I'd have to eat my Wheaties first before I could pick them up, but... He can certainly come in there if he'd like. Say again, your audio is kind of weak.
Yeah, I'm in a mobile. I'm down the street right now.
Okay. Yeah, I do hear you. Could use a little bit more microphone gain, though.
Well, the source voltage, there's a 100 ohm 1 watt resistor there where it branches off, but then down that tree there's two other source voltages, so if I reduce that, that's going to affect that. I thought there'd be something right there at the plate, a resistor in that area, but only to the screen, or the grid. I guess it's the grid, the screen's the other side.
It's the screen grid.
Well, the screen, it looks like the input, and the grid looks like it's on the other side, unless I got them messed up.
Well, the input should be the control grid. The screen grid is usually the one you tie to the plate through the resistor like that.
And then what's this fourth plate looking mark?
Fourth plate looking mark?
Well, it's I got this tube has the plate on top, and then of course the control grid, the screen grid, and then there's a bigger looking plate, and then the filaments. What's that bigger looking plate?
That's the cathode. At the bottom, it's L-shaped.
Yeah.
Upside down L-shaped, that's the cathode. break.
Good evening, gentlemen. Tickle checking in for the Classic Radio.
Hello, Tickle. Welcome to the Classic Radio Roundup.
God damn, this sounds...
Evening, Tickle. Evening, everybody. How is everybody on this fine, cold evening?
Hello, Tickle from your countywide radio.
We're fine and we're cold.
Evening, Tickle. Now it's just a little baby.
Man, I should have waited a while. Everybody's checking in saying hello.
Well, that's a good thing.
I feel liked.
So what happens if I just put a resistor and a cap in line from between the modulation transformer and the plate?
That'll work if you want to do that.
A big cap and a what kind of value?
About a 10 microfarad and about 150 volts.
And what kind of resistor should I start with? 100 ohms?
No, probably 1K. 2 watt 1K.
2 watt 1K and 10 microfarads?
10 microfarads and 150 volts to be safe. And make sure you got the plus side facing the higher voltage, which would be towards the modulation transformer.
Okay. Thanks, Pat. So you going fishing this weekend? Stop by.
Alrighty, I will, man. I've just been busy doing the other...
I hear DX Land talking about fishing.
Fish and chips?
What's that?
Smells like Texas.
Smells like Teen Spirit.
The plus towards the higher voltage side.
Right, which in that case would be towards the source, which would be towards the modulation transformer. The lower voltage would be on the side going to the plate of the tube.
I got the parts to try that out. I'm going to have to try that out.
Yeah, if you can find a convenient point in there where the modulation transformer wire solders to a terminal strip or something, you could stick it in right there, just unsolder the wire and, you know.
Right.
Yeah, 1K should probably drop you down about a watt maybe. But that's a good way to start.
Yeah, exactly. And that might put it right where I want it.
You'll start seeing more forward swing that way too. It'll swing forward.
Well, I'd like to put it where I set up all my other radios, and that's anywhere from 2 3/4 to 3.5 watts. All my radios are in that range.
Yeah, that's generally what I like to do too. Right on the low side of 3 watts is where I like to put it. It drives everything real nice that way.
Yeah, that way it has everything set up the same. I switch radios. I'm in the same place. This does have decent forward swing, but I'm sure it would get more. I think the carrier's too high.
Yeah, your peak power will probably stay about the same, but your carrier will drop. So the net result is you'll have more swing. You know, the ratio will be better.
Yeah. All right, you got me headed in the right direction now. Thank you.
My.
Hello, Dr. Hammer with no audio.
Uh-oh. Hammer got hammered.
That was a nice looking Pace radio he had there.
Yeah, I like that thing. Especially when I found out it had the XL5 chassis in it, or similar to it, lacking the mic preamp stage, but other than that, it's pretty much the same.
Yeah, the Pace Side Talk 1000. I saw one on the bay right after.
Yeah, they're on there.
I like that big, huge meter the thing's got.
There was a break for Classic Radio.
Well, whoever's breaking for Classic Radio, bring it on in. It is Classic Radio Roundup.
That breaker for Classic Radio Roundup. What was your handle? Wild Mustang. Wild Mustang. I got a copy on you. We're over here at Spring Mountain Ski Area. Copy on the
the skipback location. Yeah, a couple other guys out here, Pottstown. Wild Mustang. What kind of radio are you running?
I'm running an old Midland Manpack that had a broken switch on the back of it that I just shorted it out to get max power out of it. Just plain old 4 watts and K40 on the roof.
Copy on the Midland Manpack with the K40 on the roof. And you got that thing working again. That's cool. We're in here every Wednesday night, 8 to 10, and then sometimes later, classic radio roundup.
A Manpack? Sounds a bit goofy to me. Very good, very good. Well, pleasure talking. I'll be quick.
Yeah, well, it's making it over here to Schwenksville. I hear you. Not real strong, but I got a copy. 441 to Spitfire on my Metrotek Mustang glowing glass tube radio.
Yep, on my 1977 General Electric 40 channel radio, 5813 B, Bravo, correction.
Yeah, Department of Corrections.
Sure, you're right.
Hello, Hammer.
Hey, Doc, getting up.
Hello, gentlemen and Dave.
Yeah, hello, Grasser Station.
Can actually feel grass this week. No snow, it's all melted off.
Yeah, I got a little bit of bare spots in different places, but I've also got places where the snow's still about 8 inches deep. And we're fixing to get another big one starting Sunday night and into, all the way into Tuesday.
Yeah, that's the one that just went through here. Last night, we got about 2 inches out of it. We got a big one starting Sunday night too. We're supposed to get like 8.
Are we really going to get another big storm like that? Oh man, you know, I'm not even cleared out from the I still got crusty ice everywhere. There's nothing cleared.
That's right.
Yeah, well, that's what they're saying anyway. The models and all that are showing a significant snow accumulating storm coming this way at the end of the weekend, beginning of the week. And they're not predicting exact storm totals yet, but they say significant. So that's anything more than 6 inches. Anytime. I just want all you guys to know.
And here comes the skip land some more. And then I hope what they say is true then, that March comes in like a lion and goes out like a lamb. All I could do is keep my fingers crossed.
Evening, Doc Hammer. Long range forecast doesn't look like there's going to be any great warm up coming, but you know, long range is long range. It can change. Specifications are always subject to change without notice. Woohoo! Alpha Alpha Mobile. Hello, Skeeter. I hear you out there.
Hello, Skeeter, countywide radio.
Word.
Hey, I doubled with you. Hello there, Lopsa Asu, your countywide radio.
Countywide, Sam Beggar. I heard you saw operator on. Are you coming up 422? Yeah, just coming up to Limerick. Oh. Putting in another hard day of work, huh? Yeah, you know what? They've been killing me over there. Because in the summertime I don't do a whole lot, so they make it up in the winter. Well, that's a good thing. I'd rather have it that way. Work my butt off all winter so I can have fun in the summer.
That's the way I do it.
That's right. Because you know what summertime is. Yeah, boating time.
Motorcycle time.
Well, we're minus the motorcycle this summer. Yeah, gotta get the boat wet.
I'm taking the cross-country two-wheel mobile trip this summer.
Stop to see Dr. Hammer.
Hopefully Dr. Hammer, I'm going to pick him up. He's going to go the rest of the way with me. You still on for that, Hammer?
Absolutely. Mike's ready in the look.
You going, Sturgis?
No, Sturgis for wannabe posers anymore. Nope, I'm going to the California coast, pick up a handful of sand, and turn around and come back.
There you go. Traffic
go. My pop did that. Deer. Watch out for the fruits, the nuts, and the flakes.
I need to go visit the USS Midway in San Diego.
Hey, we had a gentleman out there with a question.
The answer's 3.
Question go.
I'm just trying to get what kind of amp should I get for this mobile unit right here? Y'all know more than I do.
One that works.
Yeah, I know. What's a good one, sir? This is Ghost.
I don't know what the heck's out there anymore. I run old antique junk.
They're all pretty good. It depends on how much money you have and how many watts you want to put out.
Evening, Green Dog.
I was thinking about 300-400 watts.
Evening right back. Yeah, you'd be looking at a high drive 2-pill then. 22879s, I bet.
Alright, I appreciate it. I'm trying to get a power mic too. My other machine would hear me better if I had that. I got a crappy microphone right now.
What's your 20 right now?
HD 350 then.
I'm in South Pottstown over here by Dairy Queen on Industrial Highway, High Street.
Yeah, you're right down the street from me.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, if I'm, putting out pretty good for other people and I'm around Pottstown, it is what it is. On the highway, I'm putting out pretty good. This week, so
That's a great amp.
like right here.
Very short.
10-4, we picked up a breaker out there. Yeah, it's tough to get out of Pottstown, depending on where you're at, because it is down in the valley. But there's a breaker out there. I'm going to stand by, let that breaker go. Go ahead there, neighbor.
I appreciate it. Hey, Sparky, can you do me a favor, go to channel 4 for a minute? 10-4. Thank you.
Man, booming tonight.
Hey there, Skeeter. Hey there, Doc Hammer.
Leave y'all alone now. I don't want to piss anybody off.
Hello, Quarter Wave.
Just a classic radio roundup where the antiques come out to play.
Hello, Dave. Hello, Skeeter.
Hey, Dr. Hammer. I'm getting ready to go home and fire up my 1961 radio.
Break for a short.
Whoa. Wait.
Thank you, Doc Hammer. Hey, that guy looking for an amp. You want to go to another channel?
Yeah, sure. Pick one.
Let's head up to 32.
Leave it, Charlie.
Yeah. Texas Star 350 HD. That's what I would go with. That's a nice amp. Runs forever.
Yeah, the Texas Stars are nice and clean too. But yeah, a little bit of classic radio roundup wheeling and dealing going on.
Yeah. Any 6 tube, anybody got one? What do you need? 20 LS6. Nah, don't have any of those.
Yeah. Speaking of little two-toys, you guys hear me?
Is that mic gain cranked up on that radio, Pete, or do you have it back for some digital modes or something?
No, I checked it. It's cranked up. I don't know what his problem is.
Yeah, it sounds weak and distant tonight.
I don't know. He's driving the ELC all the way up on the radio. It's just not an AM radio.
Yeah, but it usually sounds better than that.
What? Buddy, can you hear me?
Yeah, compound that with the fact that he cuts out. There's something wrong with that connection somewhere.
It's just garbage internet, that's all it is. Just my garbage internet connection. Alright, Dave and I had a rather long skip session the other day when I was coming back home from Star in the...
Yeah, I heard about that.
That was amazing, though.
I imagine that was kind of cool. I I know it was cool when I caught him in the mobile that time when I was going out to lunch. Bleeding over the auto parts store and everything.
To add for cameraman was in there, he said he timed it. We were in there an hour and 15 minutes.
That's pretty good for, you know, your typical skip contact. Usually people are in and out, you know. Be able to hold it that long is pretty solid conditions.
That was like that time that Hightower called me on 21 when I couldn't get my numbers called, and there comes Hightower from Montreal calling me. We went up to the sideband channel, and we talked for another hour or so there.
Hey, how you doing, eh?
And four. And then Doc Hammer was in his mobile coming back from Wichita.
Yeah, that's a pretty good contact. That's always fun to get something like that going.
That's for sure.
Yeah, that was a good example of a little radio driving a 1446 amp. Doing a pretty decent job. That was the day I went down after the tape.
Well, at least it didn't sound boofy. How many transistors, Hammer?
It's a two-pair, 1446.
All right, copy that.
Boofy, baby.
Yeah, speaking of boofy, where is old Night Train? I guess he's going to be in there fashionably late like he used to be. Maybe he's flaking. Well, that's probably true, too.
Well, Sparky, I was driving those two 1446s with my Connex 3300 set at 1.5 watts. That thing was keying about 75 watts and swing like a monkey.
Yep. Whole lot of audio.
Isn't a pair of 1446s only good for about 150, maybe 200?
Yeah, they're not that strong.
Well, they're 75 watts apiece, and according to the peak reading meter in the van, it was using about 75 to 80 carrier and swinging up just touching the 200 mark.
I'd love to have a Connex radio one of these days. Yeah, okay.
Not.
Different. That's all. We have no...
Just take a really good radio and rip the sideband out of it and call it a Connex.
Yeah, right? Take a Superstar 3900 and rip the sideband section out and throw an echo in there and you have Connex. Depends on what you want to use it for. We run them in the mobiles, and so we can get hurt. Yeah, I imagine they'd make a pretty good doorstop.
Oh, that's a pretty good old radio for AM. That's all it gets used for. It likes that low dead key, and it swings up there pretty good. So it makes a good radio to drive an amp on AM.
It did the job. Seeker?
Well, a little freebie. I mean, it came to me in pieces, and now it's back together and working.
Yeah, cameraman was listening in. He said that was epic. Epic fail. I love those videos. is good to be on Classic Radio Roundup, running some old classic radios, bringing them back to life. Okay. Beat this freaking radio. It listened that time. Yeah, stupid ICOM. I got the headphones plugged into it, but the damn jacks that are emitting on it, every now and then kicks out and squeals. Somebody else listening to with headphones, huh? Well, I monitor myself that way. Just a test. One side. Reason for alarm. Then I'll monitor myself in the headphones off of Cobra HT. USS Griswold, North Pacific Shore. Yeah, whatever works. How about that USS Griswold out there in the Pacific? Keystone calling you, 775. The Griswold. Yeah, all I can think about is National Lampoon's Vacation. Yeah, Sparky, Griswold. Come on.
That's amazing, ain't it? That lampoon.
Sparky Griswold. Alright this week.
That's the first thing I thought of. The Griswolds.
Out there in the North Pacific Maritime Station.
Let me tell you right now, there's no U.S. Navy vessel out there transmitting on 11 meters. I can tell you that for sure.
They wouldn't be doing it normally anyway.
No,
I'm sure they're equipped to go there if they wanted to.
Yes, sir, they can.
Sure.
Yeah, they absolutely can, but they don't. You could probably come here with a couple of kilowatts.
Oh, at least. As long as they were running sonars.
I don't know what our sonar power was on that frigate that I was on, but you needed hearing protection anywhere on the ship when that thing was active.
What frequency?
Pick one. They would play tunes. They used to play music through the thing. It used to crack me up. You could hear it coming right through the hull of the ship. Classic Radio Roundup 27115. Still brought to you by Fred's Discount Voodoo Emporium, sole importer of Grandma Jemima's Ganja Dip Stainless Steel Voodoo Doll Needles. If you want 'em dead, come and see Fred.
And also brought to you by the 05 Radio Repair Technical Institute, where you'll learn to blow them up in fine style.
Now offering courses in customer relations.
Yeah, that's right. And how not to run your business.
Or a surefire way to destroy your business in record time that you took blood, sweat, and tears to build. You can destroy it overnight.
On the internet.
Worldwide business, worldwide destruction.
I can't talk, Skip. I want to key them all day long.
Key to Barbie music.
I heard that song the other day and I thought of him.
Anytime I ever hear that song for the rest of my life, I'll think of him.
See, theme song?
That and that fire starter song. There's a song, you know, you've heard it.
I don't know.
I've played it on the air. I have it somewhere. I'll have to dig it out in the archives. I am the fire starter, fire starter, fire starter. I am the fire starter. It's some heavy metal headbanging kind of song. I am the fire starter.
Getting down.
Getting funky.
And the noise level's going out.
Yeah, slowly but surely, it's getting on out of there. The noise level needs to get to the back of the bus and stay there.
I thought I heard you key up 44. Was that like the TV came on or something? I thought it was somebody real local.
When was that?
A couple seconds ago, maybe a minute ago.
You heard the TV in the background.
Yeah, it was loud enough to break the squelch on the radio I monitor, so I didn't know if it was you. It sounded like a kid or something.
Maybe you got a kid in your neighborhood on a walkie-talkie.
Uh-oh.
That's what I was standing back and seeing.
Where am I? Well, 200 cycles high. I won't complain.
Yeah, 271155.
What radio is that?
What, this one?
Yes, sir.
Tram Titan.
Ooh, Tram Titan. Nice.
Sparky. Operator.
That was me.
He says 8675309.
Ron's making it real.
Hey, Ron. No, that was somebody real local. I was like 44 keyed or something by accident. Or, it sounded like a kid, though. Like, that's why I didn't think it was him.
Yeah, I think it was that super sidekick. I went under there and turned it up, and it was really squealing, and it gets keyed up.
Just 200 milliwatt. No, it was enough to trip the squelch on my rubber ducky on the Cobra HT.
Rubber ducky, you're the one.
It wasn't me that keyed up.
It wasn't me either. You would have known.
Uh-oh. Sparky's got a stalker. I know Classic Radio Roundup is getting popular, but I didn't think we'd have our own groupies yet.
Heard live worldwide on the Spew Radio Network.
Yeah, we'll have to get 8x10 glossies and autograph them.
Yeah, with circles and diagrams on the back of each one. And explanations.
Only instead of our pictures, we'll put pictures of the radios.
With circles and letters and diagrams on the front and descriptions on the back.
And we'll include a 3D printer version of each radio.
3D printer? Oh, no.
Yeah, in miniature.
Miniature tram, there you go. You can make a paperweight for your desk.
Yeah, or a keychain. You know, I want one of them printers, right?
Yeah, you two can make your own plastic guns.
Yeah, or casings or anything. Clips come to mind.
You can make a brand new Turner Plus 3 and put new guts in it, but make it look retro.
Yeah, they're going to be printing body parts.
You could print new microphone bodies and stuff them with the guts, or, you know, projects, build radio chassis.
It still looks real fragile to me, that stuff.
It'll get there.
I can't believe it'll actually print complex stuff, you know. I've seen it where it prints out like stuff with gears and all, and somehow it works.
Oh, you mean they'll print them out already meshed?
Yeah. I don't know how that works, but
I can see it.
Must just print it out in layers, spaces, and everything as it goes.
yeah, that's exactly what it does. It does it in layers, but somehow when you're printing out the final product, it layers the layers, and everything is as it is.
That's going to change the world.
Yeah, it's already starting to. Those things have actually come down big time in price. They're almost affordable.
That's right. Computer. Replicate a phaser.
Yeah, we'll have our own replicators.
Need a new part for my BSA? I just put it into the replicator.
You'll get a cheap plastic copy.
Now, see, in a few years, the replicators will be actually to replicate properties, component, and everything. So now unobtainium parts become obtainable.
There you go.
You could do it with enough energy.
More energy! I'm giving all she's got, Captain.
Yeah, Jay Leno's got one in his garage.
Good.
Oh yeah, Jay's got a 3D printer.
He's had one for a couple years already.
He's building 3D cars right in the printer.
Yeah, that and a Honda robot.
Honda robot. You mean Asimo or whatever?
I want to take it camping. It can cook the food on the grill for me.
I just use it to chase the bears away.
Yeah, give it a flare gun.
Warning, warning.
Danger,
That
Will
latest one they
Robinson.
got, it can run. That's pretty cool. I saw it like breakdancing. Breakdancing robot.
Yeah, it's small. It's like a mini-me. It's like child-sized.
Well, the bear won't be afraid of that.
Yeah. On another radio. 441. Oh, gotta readjust here. Oh, wait a minute, wrong button. There we are. Hello, radio.
What's that one? Is that the Depco satellite?
No. Why? Does it sound like it?
No, not really. Actually, it's kind of on the bassy side. I like that. It's got what do you got? The Titan? What are you doing? Like what I'm doing with the Titan and the Super Sidekick?
Nope. Nope. It is a Super Sidekick microphone, but it is a solid state radio.
What do you got it on that JC Penney Pinto?
No, my Regency Formula 23, the first one. The receiver's fine with a preamp in front of it. It's the same, but without a preamp, it's it's down enough. But the transmitter's fine.
I actually like the sound of that.
Yeah, sounds good over here.
Sounds good down here.
It's a good-looking radio. I like the looks of this Formula 23.
Yeah, the mic picks up some background noise, but it's clear. It's more clear.
I think if you backed it down a tad, it'd be perfect.
Hello, radio.
There you go.
Solid state Formula 23 with just a little bit weak receive. But it's not horribly weak. It's just a little weak.
Around the bend, yes, up to the base station. Working this 19
double, triple.
Somebody keyed up with a tube amp.
Skeeter was in there, but I don't know who else was in there.
That's you, Skeeter, on the Poly? Hey, Roger, working this 1961 vintage Polytronics 23-channel radio. I knew that key up, man. I knew it. Skeeter? Well, you got me beat. That's older than this radio. It's oldie but a goodie. I like that radio, Skeeter. Nothing like a moldy oldie. Yeah, I do too. That's why I got it back. Where did it go? Did the operator Ron have that one? Yeah, he had it down there for a while. Operator!
45.
Yeah, you got it. How's this one sounding? I put a new battery in it. Sounding real good up here. Yeah, nice and clear. Alright, cool. You know, are you a frequency or something? I may be. I'm not sure. It's not quite warmed up yet. I am 230 cycles high. What are you working, Bagger? I want a Tram Titan with a super sidekick. Righto. Is that the super sidekick? Is that the big square one? No, it looks like a +3, only it's black with a chrome head. Okay, I got Turner 2.
I'm also on a super sidekick mic.
I just had to take mine off. The wires crossed. Don't cross the streams. Yeah, that's the guy that died. Harold Ramis. Let's see how many Ghostbusters references we can work into this classic radio roundup here.
How about a Sidekick 100?
Yeah, it was the predecessor to the Super Sidekick.
That's why I wanted them here.
I never saw a Sidekick 100.
That was the older version of the Super Sidekick. Came out before it. I think the Super Sidekick replaced it.
It's the AMSSB Sidekick 100.
Hello, radio. Hello, Chuck. Good evening, everybody. Ooh, a little bit of feedback here. Me too. Feedback problems. Gotta love it. It's actually coming from my headphones into the mic here. I tend to close talk, and my the distance from my ears to the mic is element's pretty close, so I talk about 6 inches away now. Seem to go away. Yep, sound good, Chuck. Evening.
Hello, Chuck. Good evening. Spitfire.
Hello, everybody.
Evening, Chuck.
On my solid state Regency Formula 23. It's like a race radio, I guess.
Race radio. Interesting.
I don't know. That's just what goes through my head, like Formula 23. You know, it seems like it should be the name of a race.
Kind of like Formula One, kind of, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
It's a racy looking radio. It must be fast on the air.
It's Formula Class.
That's right.
You have a tendency to quick key with that thing?
Do I?
Because it's a racing radio.
Oh yes, racing radio, fast key.
He's on it. Fast off the line.
Even has a built-in clock. You can time it.
Oh yeah, gotta have a clock.
I got a clock. I could see if I could, how long I could drop them all.
All day long.
If I can't shoot skip. But yeah, the clock works and it's quiet, so I'm happy.
Being happy is a good thing. Yeah, at least as Bobby McFerrin would say anyway, don't worry. Just be happy. What
He made a lot of money off of Don't Worry, Be Happy.
Yeah, don't worry, pay me happy.
Yep. Top of the first hour, going on to the second hour of the roundup this week. Gang's all here. The noise is going down on the second radio, so we're all having fun.
Yeah, my noise floor is really high tonight. It's been for a couple hours.
Yeah, welcome to the club.
You know, it's interesting because you go on the higher channels above 23 and they don't have as much noise, but this channel is always like loaded. Well, that's not good. I don't know if there are more radios on channel 20 on channel 13 across the world than above channel 24 or what. Your SWR is changing and your radio receiver loading is different.
Well, there's still plenty of skipland noise out there, but it's kind of low.
Yeah, it's there in the background. Not really interfering with things, but it's keeping the noise level from going away. And hearing the really weak ones out there, like the Aston crew. Last night was the same way. Lots of skip noise, but just all head or die.
Yeah, well, the sunspot numbers are up. We got nailed a few days back with a couple of CMEs, and that lit things up for a little while.
Yeah, the moon got nailed also. Yeah, she was also.
And what effect is that going to have on the moon?
Oh, did you see the news report? Got hit with a meteoroid?
Oh, I didn't know that. I was talking about a coronal mass ejection from the sun.
Yeah, the moon got struck, and if you were looking at the moon when it happened, it would have been visible with the naked eye because it caused the plasma flash.
Wow, that would have been neat to see that.
I wonder which way it pushed it. Look for it. Which way did it push the moon?
Yeah, is it going to change the lunar calendar now?
It cratered the dark side of the moon that was facing the Earth, so you saw this little plasma puff that was huge. It left a 50-meter crater on the moon. That's big, isn't it? It's one of about 1 million now.
Yeah, it's about a 35-mile diameter crater.
Well, at least it pushed it back this way because it's been drifting away. Just imagine if that thing would have hit this planet instead of the moon.
Yeah, and could you imagine the havoc on this planet if the moon got knocked out of its orbit?
Yeah, that would take a lot to do that, though. The moon's pretty big. Yeah, for the last couple of years, NASA has been training cameras on the moon to try to see if they can monitor or pick up the meteoroid strikes on the moon. And so far, within the last 2 years, they've observed over 300 strikes. Yeah, no atmosphere to slow them down either. Right.
Yeah, nothing there to burn them up. They just come right barreling on in and smack.
Yeah, and the meteor showers we have, like the Perseids, the moon is affected by those also. So when we're having our meteor showers a couple times a year, so is the moon. Yeah, well, they're hitting the moon. We're just seeing the lights as they burn up.
Yeah, it takes a pretty big meteor to wind up on the ground here, like that one that came through Russia last year.
Yeah, when
That was a big ass meteorite.
It exploded in midair. Yeah, it broke windows.
That was so cool with everybody's different dash cams going, all those different perspectives, and that thing, boom, yeah, that thing damn blew up in the air. It looked like, it was really moving fast too.
I saw a meteor going across the sky one day when I was going to work. The sun was just starting to come up over the horizon. I see this trail of smoke streaking across the sky. I'm like, what the hell is that? It's like, well, it ain't an airplane. It's got to be a meteor.
Yep, that's what you saw, especially if it was in August.
I don't remember when it was. It was in the summertime, or no, it was the spring, I guess. But yeah, I mean, it was just streaking across the sky. It went from one horizon to the other.
And I think our two big ones are the Geminids and the Perseids.
Yeah, those are the ones that also hit the moon. When we're getting showered here with those, the moon is also getting peppered.
Thank God the Earth has an atmosphere to protect us from that crap. Could you? It's bad enough we got enough to deal with, let alone rocks flying out of the sky.
Well, Saturn's gravitational field protects us from the big impacts because of its gravitational pull. It also protects the sun.
Saturn?
I believe it's Saturn, one of those big planets, yeah. It has such a large pull that any meteors that attempt to come to Earth get sucked over to it.
More like Jupiter, probably. That's the biggest one.
Yeah, okay, yeah, maybe it's Jupiter. I had the planets wrong. But yeah, that's, it's such a big planet. They're like our bodyguard, as far as the planets and that.
So all the real big stuff gets sucked into Jupiter on the way by and don't, sort of screens us from the big stuff.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, people go to Jupiter because they want to get stupider. That's right, get down and get funky.
And Pluto is still a planet in my book.
Yes, it is.
It's just a
Because
ball
it's a
of
Disney
ice.
character.
They taught me in school that it was a planet. It's out there amongst the planets. It's way out there. They discovered it. They said it's a planet. You can't take it back now.
It's the smallest one, isn't it? Basically just a big ball of ice, isn't it?
I don't think it's the smallest one, but I know it's the farthest one out. I think like Mercury is pretty small, isn't it? Mercury or Venus, one of them.
No, I think Pluto's the smallest. That's why they decided to drop the planet designation, because it wasn't big enough. I think they found other rocks bigger.
Yeah, with the invention of the higher power telescopes, like the Hubble, I think they did find some planet, not planets, but masses that were just under the planet size, out beyond Pluto.
Yeah, that's right. That's what it was. It was the size thing.
Doesn't Flash Gordon live on Mercury? It's pretty hot there, Skier. Flash Gordon lives there. You would fry yourself on the side facing the sun and freeze to death on the other side. Not Flash Gordon. Lived on the boundary zone.
Yeah, couldn't you just, run around and stay at the gray line?
Yeah. Its surface temperature of Mercury will melt solder, so you won't have any trouble fixing radios there.
But you'll have trouble keeping them together.
Yeah.
Well, any icing you have overnight will be gone by midday.
And Venus is suffering from global warming because it's got such a thick, cloudy atmosphere that it's like 700 degrees too. But it's spread out around the planet a lot more evenly. she gets to Venus, she won't be cold anymore.
Well, my wife is always hot. We're driving down today. She's driving with the windows open. I'm like, what are you trying to do? Freeze me to death? I'm hot.
Wow. Hot flashes.
Sometimes it depends on what side of the car you're sitting on, though.
She's just hot all the time. You know, we always fight over the temperature. That's why she lives upstairs and I live downstairs. It's just right for her up there. It's just right for me down here.
My wife is always cold.
Yeah, that's odd. Usually women are cold. And my wife's always cold. I mean, it's 70 degrees in the house and she's freezing. Got blankets wrapped around her and everything.
My wife is always hot. She's always on the hot side. Of course, she is hot.
My wife will open the vent on the coal stove and I'll come in, it'll be 85. Did you open this? Yeah. I was cold. Just for a second. I like that. They're guilty of something, but they'll say, well, it was just for a few seconds.
Yeah, okay.
Like you can differentiate time, guilty time versus innocent time. It'll be 5 o'clock and the house will be 85. Oh yeah, I opened that at 4 o'clock. Yeah, do you want me to close it now?
Now's probably a good time.
So it ramped up 15 degrees in an hour. Yeah, I got a heat pump. I keep it steady temp. Oh, this cold snap, your grid heaters must be firing off. Yeah, I just bought a new thermostat. I think it does fire them, but it seems to learn, and it's done learned, so it seems pretty good. Doesn't fire them too often. Well, the colder it is, the less efficient the heat pump is. And, when you get to a certain level, it's a wash.
Yeah. They kind of suck anything below freezing.
Yeah, when it's around freezing, my heat pump puts out about 95 degrees at the plenum. selector board was Elna and the main board was Elna.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, just contracted to them back then in the 70s. Elna. It's kind of neat to see them still in business with the same logo that was etched on the board.
Yeah, because those Cybernet chassis. So I guess they had Elna make their PC boards, and they probably supplied them with some of the parts too.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see if any of those Panasonic radios have those Elna capacitors in there. It's kind of like a tip, you know, like sometimes I'll see Uniden transformers and such, and in modulation net transformers, I'll be, oh, there's a Uniden chassis. And then other radios like the Toshibas, they'll have Toshiba chips in them.
Yeah, that's right.
This one did have a GE final, though.
That must have been a replacement, because the GE finals aren't factory.
Yeah, what was it, a GE 306 or something? I don't know. I saw it in there.
It used to be, well, the ones I used to use were GE 215 and GE 216. One was a 12-watt driver, and the other one was a 25-watt final for sideband.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, this one showed it was a 12-watt final, and then one of the recommendations was to put a mica insulator behind it because it's just got a piece of paper there now.
Yeah. You put a better insulator in it and slather on that dielectric grease.
Yeah, the heat transfer grease. Yep. Came out of the box. It did 4 watts and swung 12.
Yeah. Well, by rights it should swing to 16 for 100%, but most meters won't measure that.
Yeah, I was impressed. It was one of them ones that, like, out of the box, it worked and wasn't flat.
Yeah. The modulation limiters weren't even cranked up, huh?
No, and then when I went in to do it and check it out, I ended up putting it almost back where it was.
Yeah, you don't want it to flat top. Those Cybernet radios, boy, when you pull the limiters out of them, the waveform looks bizarre looking. It's not even square. It's more like a trapezoidal looking thing. It's, it's like how can it? And you're thinking, how can anybody understand that? How can that actually sound good? But it actually doesn't sound all that bad, but it's really distorted. Those things splatter up a terrible bit when they're like that.
Yeah, that skip noise is still in there.
Yeah, it is. It's getting lower, but I can't discern any stations out of it. It's just a drone of noise.
Yeah, this has a good receiver on it, and it's been picking it up the last couple of nights when other people were like, I don't hear anything. I was like, man, I hear a lot of stuff.
I keep waiting to hear Night Ranger checking in or something, but I guess it hasn't been swinging his way.
Yeah, no, he does listen in.
Yeah, that lazy H antenna he made really works good too, because when he's in there, I mean, he's at the top of the pile.
Yeah, I know. I wish I had the time to put one up. One of these years.
That you, Doug? You got no audio.
Tune him if you got him.
Evening, Tom Baker.
Number 7.
How you doing, Dave? What's going on, Sandbagger?
Hanging in there. Where you at?
I'm in front of my place, just sitting here in the car. I'm waiting for somebody to pick me up so I can go do a van job. And,
Ah, yes. Keeping that money flowing.
It's slowing down, so I gotta do whatever I can, you know?
Well, yeah, that's the American way, man. You know, you don't sit on your laurels. You just gotta figure out what you gotta do.
I bought my tube. I was able to afford my tube. Now I have to pay for everything else, you know?
What tube is this?
CSX 15,000.
Yeah. Trying to compete with 05 out there or what?
Yeah, now you got to pay for everything else.
Well, you heard what I said then, Pete. I got the tube, but now I got to pay for everything else. The tube was cheap compared to the power supply and then the cabinet for it, you know, and then the rectifier, you know.
All the parts. Yeah, power supply, grid supply.
On and all. And it's heavy too.
You need a blower for that tube.
I figure by the time I'm 55, I might have enough.
And the 3 lines.
What kind of tube did he get?
Come on, you guys, it'll be 15, 20 years from now, it'll be a good joke. Come over and watch me fire this antique monster up and kill all the bats in the air.
Hope I'm still alive to see it.
It'll be quite entertaining, won't it?
Oh, yeah.
Remember them shows 1490 used to put on?
Oh, my God, yeah. I wish I could still find that tape that supposedly Renegade had it of him keying up and drawing the blue corona off the antenna and everything.
Yeah, Shamrock had a copy of that too. I should ask Katie if she found it.
You know, it would be worth just building a vehicle like that, just to make effects like that. Then you could go to fairs and places, you know, and wow the audience.
And, I mean, you could actually hear the audio come, you know, it would vibrate the spring in his antenna. The coil of the antenna would vibrate with his voice, and you could actually hear it.
Yeah, I've seen that with Airberry. All right, guys, y'all have a good week. I'll put it on you later. I'm clear, you hear?
See you, leisure.
See you later, number 7.
Don't work too hard.
Catch you later, number 7.
Hey, is 33 microfarads too much for that plate circuit?
No, it's not too much.
That's the closest I could find at the voltage rating.
That'll work.
What tube did he get?
What do you say, a 3CX 800?
Something like that.
A 1500.
Metal triode.
1500.
Oh, 3CX 1500. Yeah. Ceramic metal triode. Those are touchy tubes.
Last thing you don't want to do is 05 it.
It's easy to do because the grid to plate clearance is really close. So if you mistune it, it'll flash over and wreck the tube.
Oh, wonderful. I've heard that happens with 572Bs too. I've heard people talking about the heat kits, the SD200s. But I've got one of them sitting over here. Yeah, I say if you tune it up wrong or something, it'll flash over, and that's sometimes it'll blow the freaking contacts off the switch.
Yeah, with those tubes, the filaments sag and contact high voltage, start taking stuff out.
Yeah, that's more of a problem with 811s.
Yeah, if you romp on a pair of 811s or 572s, you can actually burn holes in the plate if they're not graphite.
You can 0-5 them.
Absolutely.
Good evening to the frequency tonight, train. Base station is signing on. Classic Radio Roundup.
Ah, there he is. Mr. Captain Boofy.
How's everything, guys?
Hello, Night Train Countywide Radio.
And good evening. Good evening, Chuck. Good evening, Countywide. Good evening, Dave. Good evening, Dave. 4-4 Dave. And I do believe I heard a Sparky in there.
Skeeter's lurking in the background somewhere, too.
Hello out there, Skeeter. Guess half the guys must have stepped away from their radios. Evening, Night Train. Good evening, Dave. Tonight's feature, just in case I listen to any of the downloads on YouTube, this is the Carrier Royale.
Aha! You've been surfing the bay too, huh?
No, this one didn't come off of the bag. 10-4.
That's better yet.
Yeah, I've known this one here for probably 4 years, and I just waited on it. 10-4, and then it fell into my lap.
Gotta love that.
Evening, Night Train. Evening there, Sparky. What were you running? I stepped out to tuck the boys in. The Carrier Royale.
Oh, yeah.
Sound alright?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Roger. Yeah, it was Henry's father's. He traded it. It's something I had he wanted that I got from him years ago. He wanted it back, and I'm like, well, let me have that Carrier.
Henry who?
I'm on a Regency Formula 23 solid state. You missed the Metrotek. I was on that the first hour.
Oh, man. Well, I didn't get in until late. Then I had to unload all freezable products off of the truck so they won't freeze overnight.
Yeah, deep freeze.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see my products freeze. I purchased a couple of brand new gallons of paint. I had some adhesive in there and a few things that I had to hustle upstairs and bring it in out of the cold. And then
52? Yeah, there's some piece of junk that came from somewhere. I didn't buy it. And, not only that, but it likes my voice, so I used to use this one on my RCR 2980. Well, it's good that something likes your voice. Yeah, it seems like it, I don't get any bad reports about Boofy Baby or anything like that.
Boofy, baby.
Boofy Baby. What you running tonight there, Bagger? Tram Titan with a Trucker Super Sidekick. Oh, man. I wish I was ready, but I wasn't ready, man. I would love to put my Titan online, but what I would have to go through to get it out, I can't do it tonight. Well, there's always next week, and the week after that, and hopefully many more after that. Hopefully.
Running this radio tonight would be kind of cool for the last hour. At least it's got a clock on it, so you get a timestamp.
Hey, Roger, what about you, Sparky? What you running? I'm on a General Electric 5813B. Let's see, is that a base station? No, it's a Mobile. Mobile radio. Hey, Roger, my wife had one of them General Electrics. She got it along with some of her stuff, and then she asked me to sell it on eBay. Yeah, it was a nice little mobile. Yeah, this one's got a RF gain option on there, so I can cut that back for less noise. Receives good on it. How's the audio sound? The audio sounds real nice. And Roger, good night. Let's check with Operator Ron. Where you at, Operator Ron? Is Operator Ron in there, you guys? Operator? Oh, wait a minute. There he is. What you running, Ron? No, I don't hear Ron.
I hear Skipland playing music. You hear that, Sparky?
I did hear him in there for a minute.
Oh, hello there, Chuck.
Yeah, good evening.
What were they playing? Heavy metal?
I don't know. It's still playing.
Oh, no. After a hard day's work. Shades of 05. Have y'all heard from him? No, but Barbie Girl will always be his song. All day long. Hello around the band. 575 checking in.
Yeah, check on into the roundup. Yeah, I hear music. I just can't identify it.
Hello there, 575. Train waving at you. Good evening, right back, gentlemen. Sound like you're whispering.
That's smooth operating 575.
Well, I'm a little under the weather. I imagine I could turn the mic up some. That would help. It helps a lot. Evening, 575. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, that was a good boost.
That's because we got a lot of skip in the background still. Or solar noise or something.
I got skip noise, and I just sort of hear a little bit of music playing in the background from skip.
I hear like a twirling, like, skip trying to make it over the horizon.
Yeah, I hear music.
Yeah, what is the name of that sound anyway? What sound? heterodyne. Heterodyne receiver.
Somebody made that word up.
Yeah, probably some goofy engineer.
Yeah, them daggone engineers.
Yeah, I can't live with them. Can't sell them a good radio.
Yeah. There's Operator Ron.
Operator.
What's going on up there? Nothing. Already in the bed. Oh boy. Someone doesn't have anything better to do. Hear that?
Yeah, you're hearing that music now?
Yeah, I hear it. I don't know if you want to call that music, but I hear it.
Don't hear it over here at all.
No.
I'm hearing it. You'll hear it on the gate.
I kind of turn the beam around and see where it's coming from. I have no copy on it either. Is it good music?
No, it sounds like pots and pans.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not a person speaking, so the closest thing I could call it is music, but it's not really.
Oh, maybe it's from South America or something. Does it sound like Mexicali music? Like distorted?
No, it sounds like pots and pans.
What, banging and clanging?
Yeah.
That's what's not vocal.
No, it's not vocal.
I like Mexicali music. Well, nobody's perfect. Mariachi band.
Incidentally, guys, that was a stroke that Bernie had when he fell in his driveway. He's in a rehab. He lost the left-hand side of his body.
Oh, no.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I'm planning to get over there to see him. I gotta find out what his real name is. So I can't go to the front desk and ask for Bernie.
Oh, Bernie's not his first name?
I don't know Bernie's name, man. We just always called him Bernie.
He came in there quite a bit over the last couple months.
He's usually in there at night, as he works at night. You know, he'll stop in from time to time.
Yeah, I always had a great signal on him.
Yeah, he always had a good signal, no doubt about it. First we was worried about his father, now we gotta worry about him.
Yeah, we're all getting old. Oh, maybe when he gets back home, he'll get back on.
Well, right now they said his speech is slurred because, you know, one side is not functioning properly.
Yeah, that's what usually happens.
It means that you have to have someone to do everything for you because you only have one side working.
But they can rehab that a little bit. We can regain some control.
That's what I was hoping.
What, a wire wound resistor in use there hurt?
You can use a wire wound for that. As long as it's not in the RF circuit, you're okay. Yeah, that'll pick up RF.
Yeah, that'll choke certain frequencies.
Well, all I got's a wire wound and a 2-watt.
That's probably okay.
Hello there, night train. Oh, hello, Scary. Where
I could put two 2-watt carbons together and get 1500K. That's as close as I can get.
That'll work. Right back. Oh yeah, I thought you were breaking in there.
Right back to you.
Yeah, Skeeter.
Right back.
Yeah, you're speaking of the Amish Mafia. If you would have went up to Reading tonight, you could have saw Levi.
What was he doing in Reading?
He was up there at the Fairground Square Mall.
Shopping or signing autographs?
Probably signing autographs. They have the Reading race car show reunion, Reading reunion show up there this week. And tonight he was up there from 5 to 9 or something like that.
Yeah, if he was a real gangster, gangsters don't go around like signing autographs.
Exactly.
I wouldn't go around signing autographs.
10-4.
And carrying M16s. Yeah. Poofy. Poofy, baby. Skip, go away. Come again another day.
He could be Lebanon and Levi. I could be Saratoga Skeeter. How does radio sound over there, Night Train?
You sound alright. I don't know what it is. I don't recognize it.
Roger.
What you running?
Old 1961 radio.
Roger. Yeah, what's the name of it?
I can't tell you that.
Why? He'd have to kill you.
Beat me to it.
You can't tell by the key up, Trey?
Over there.
You double with somebody. Try that again, Skeeter.
Can't tell you. Saratoga Skeeter will have to come over there and take care of you.
Electronics.
Yeah, you can't tell by the key up? Oh, I didn't hear it, but now that you mention it, you got that there Powertronics back, man?
Yes, sir. Is the audio loud enough?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the key up on that thing's a dead giveaway.
Yeah. It's a little bit off frequency, and it kind of slips a little bit when you keys up. Yeah, it comes in. That's cool.
I wonder what it would be like with my Shakespeare does that too. We'd be whooping back and forth.
Yeah, your two-use key up, man. It'll be like this sweeping heterodyne. It's a nice radio, Skeeter.
I thought I had it on frequency at one time. I'm not sure. I thought I did.
Yeah. Yeah, probably drifted again, you know. Polly drifted. Hey, Sandbagger. Yes? You make my modulation light go on, man, when you talk. That's because I'm a very glowing kind of guy. Yeah, I see.
Hey, Night Train.
Yeah.
I know this radio, when you see it on the gate, is physically train approved. Does the audio get there?
Yeah, the audio's fine. There was never a problem. I was wondering what it was.
Yeah, I don't use this one all that often. Regency Formula 23, 23 channel AM bass with the clock.
Roger, I have to look that up so I can see what it looked like.
It's a racy looking radio. Well, you'll see it on the gate this week.
Yeah, I wished I would have came in earlier so that I wouldn't have to listen to the whole gate just to get a chance to hear this radio, but I didn't get in here until 9 something, 9:40 or something like that. Well, that's your fault. Nah, that's life, man.
don't tell them you can fast forward. Make them listen to the whole thing. It makes my numbers go up.
8 o'clock, 575.
Okay.
I should have told him that. Sorry about that, Pete.
I don't think he heard it.
Yes, he did, too.
No, you can't fast forward, man. It'll lock your computer right up.
But you can rewind.
Yeah, you can watch it over and over.
Please rewind when you're finished. New from the 05 Technical Institute, the genuine DVD rewinder.
Especially for blondes.
That's right. Blondes get a discount. They can get a 2-for-1 sale, or a BOGO as they like to call it.
Hey, 575.
Yes, sir.
Do you know about the gate that he doesn't post online?
No, I do not.
Tell you what, give him the rundown on it because you are definitely being recorded there, 575.
Okay.
575. This is the countywide radio service station, bringing you 2 hours worth of recorded classic radio roundup every week, posted on YouTube. Search for Classic Radio Roundup on YouTube and you will get plenty of return.
410 Roger, right on with the Classic Radio Roundup on YouTube. I will definitely check on that and see what we can come up with.
Yeah.
Usually takes me, the next day for this, the current week's roundup to get posted.
410, no pain, no strain. I'll get around to it at some point.
But all you gotta do is get yourself on YouTube and put in Classic Radio Roundup, and you'll get some return.
That's my Roger.
They're all by date.
Yeah, I'd like to, see what you got going on in there and listen to everybody. Or on Grumpy's Old Time Radio Forum.
Yeah, I always put a link on Grumpy's forum unless I forget. I forgot one time and Monkey Man caught me on it, but Dave filled in.
Yeah, I had to put the link in.
Thank you.
Yeah, I happened to, get busy with this thing and that thing. I forgot I did it. Or didn't do.
Yeah, I didn't listen to last week's Classic Radio Roundup, the Green Dog edition.
The Green Dog. He disappeared. He took somebody up to Channel 32, and I don't think he ever came back.
Yeah, but last week he didn't disappear. Yeah, he kept on and on and on, remember?
And Doug went down a channel and, he disappeared.
They went on and on and on and on and on and on and on.
Yeah,
Where's dude?
yeah. Sometimes people get their gates worth.
Got more than a gate's worth. He wanted to know why I didn't sound right to him like normal. Why you didn't? Because he didn't have the beam my way.
He didn't know which way his beam was facing because that was the night that he tried to get number 7 down in Maryland and his antenna was pointed the wrong way or something.
And 4.
No, I had to duck out.
I hate when that happens.
Me too, man.
We were all in there trying for the longest time.
Yeah, I had to go to bed, but I had to sign out.
I was on my way out the door, but I gave a quick listen. I didn't shout out, but I could hear pieces of them.
Well, I figure I better get both radios in a shot while I can, because I don't get out here as often as you guys. So when I tune in to the night's episode, I'll get an opportunity.
Well, the opportunity is right now, so take your opportunity, man. It's sounding broadcast quality over here.
410.
Aren't you going to identify the radios?
I wasn't necessarily concerned about identifying the radios.
But others listening may want to know what it is that they're listening to.
Well, I follow
2000, isn't it?
See, that's what I'm talking about. I would assume some of you high-tech qualified folks that listen to me long enough know one from the other. I ain't got a whole plethora of equipment over here, and I don't fool around with too much. I'm a plug-and-play guy. Once I get it right, I'm done with it. So it pretty much sound the same all the time.
Sounded good over here, 575.
Yeah, as soon as Dave said it, I'm like, yeah, he's only got a couple of radios, and that's got to be the 2000, and Dave nailed it.
Right out of the ballpark, Dave. Wouldn't expect anything less from you.
Well, the mystery is, what was the radio you were on before that?
That was the Galaxy 2517.
Okay.
Yeah, this thing is broadcast across the country, 575, so there's a lot of people that log on and they listen. This will probably be the first time they hear your voice. Chances are they will want to know what you're running.
It's broadcast live worldwide from 2 transmitters on the Spew Radio Network.
Yeah, that's alright, man. You guys keep up the good work. You know, I get out here when I can. I only happen to be fooling around this evening because I've been sick all weekend. I looked at the clock, and I seen it's about y'all time window, so I figured I'd come down here and fool around for a little bit. But I'm still not quite feeling myself.
You know, sometimes I think when you get sick, it's God pulling you aside to give you done overtaxed your body.
Well, this time around, I guess I'm gonna have to agree with you, because I was running 7 days a week a while there, trying to keep up with the demand, and not really resting properly or eating properly neither. So it wouldn't surprise me if the big guy decided to make an executive decision and pull the plug on me for a while.
I think you're onto something there, Train, because I got a double whammy on Monday. It was my birthday, and I got knocked down with a migraine. I'm like, well, this is a real fun present, ain't it?
Time to hit the bed, man.
Well, that was the plus side. You know, I got enough sick days on the books and everything. I was like, I'll just take the damn day off and lie around all day, and that's what I did. And the dogs were happy.
Yeah, the dogs like their companion. You can play bone with Mini-Man.
They're happy that you're just there.
I get worried sometimes, man, when the work gets, to be a nice, beautiful flow that I'm going to get sick from just being overwhelmed from being back in the saddle.
I know. Sometimes I just want to burn it, keep burning and burning, and then you get knocked down in a good run streak, and like, this is not the time for it.
Well, this here is going to end up not really paying for me. So I ended up, I had to take a week off the time they got done with the medication regimen and all that. So I ended up having to take a week of time that I wasn't trying to cash in yet. So you know how that go. I mean, I got a few weeks left, but it's still, I wasn't trying to get this one away like that.
That's where it really burns. Aha, Greeny's back. Did you guys miss me? We were wondering where you were. You kind of left the channel 32 there and didn't come back, so thought maybe you were like building him an amplifier or something.
Nah, man, just trying to help another fellow out. Guy in there, Ghost, delivering for Mike's brick oven. Put the plug in for him like he asked me to. He was looking for a power mic, and I knew I had one laying around here, so I got it going on, cleaned it up a little bit, and made sure there was a fresh battery in there for him. Made sure he was happy, and he's getting out a little bit better now.
Oh, you already gave him the mic and everything, huh? Wow.
Yeah, well, that's why I was going. that's what he was looking for. And, if I got it, I'll spread it. So I found one for him, M6B. It seems to be working out better for him, a lot better than that RK56 he had. But I told him, don't get rid of that mic because there's still a good mic.
Yeah, see, that's an unamplified mic, and it's a noise canceller, so you got to really eat the thing.
Yeah, and he's not used to that. What he had before was a Road Devil, and I said, well, I don't have that, but I got something close to it. So, he's working a Cobra 29, and if they ain't done up, they kind of bite anyway. So, it definitely helped him out. So I'm glad to help.
Yeah, good old swap and shop on Classic Radio Roundup.
There you go. That's what it's all about, man. Paying it forward, paying it backward, doing what you can.
That's right. Help the other guy out if you can.
I'm all about that, man. Especially coming up in this hobby, I would have never expected it. Definitely going back to as young as I was getting into it, and you guys all started off there, but this was more your time era, than what it was mine. I had nobody really to reach out toward or anything, and growing up into it the way I did, that's why I am the way I am, because I had nobody to ask for this or ask for that. The two guys in my area, the one guy didn't really care for me just because I was a youngster on the radio and very green behind the ears.
Yeah, well, yeah. Back in the day, there were a lot of knowledgeable people around that you can kind of learn from, and there were a couple who were really, really helpful, and they'd be the first one over there if you needed to put an antenna up, or you needed to, install a radio in the car, or you had a problem with something, or your radio was down for the count, or something like that. There was always people like that around. That was what was great back then.
Yeah, but I also remember being the green guy, and especially some of the old farts back in the day. You couldn't get into the old fart crowd. You had to get into people closer to your age.
Yeah, the old farts didn't want to hang out with the young guys.
That's understandable. We had nothing in common. That's why we had our channels and the old farts had their channels.
Yeah, but us old farts are a little bit more welcoming than the old-time old farts. But I guess I can understand it with, every Christmas and, all the new kiddies coming out. It was probably a lot more common to have newbies back then being a pest.
Yeah, we're cooler now. Well, not only that, we were teenagers, so all we talked about were school things and girls and, this, that, and the other thing, and we were goofy and we screwed around, and, there's nobody like that around here now. Everybody's at least, in their 20s or something, where, it's a difference in years, but it's not as much of a difference in maturity. Sandbagger. Yeah.
That was a good way to put that.
I had to laugh out loud when I read that one item you wrote about there about going to the CB display and taping the mic open.
Oh yeah, on those Sparkomatic radios at the Kmart.
That was great reading.
Yeah, it's just one of the many things that went on back in the day.
I did that at the Sears in Abington. There was the main Sears department store, but out in the parking lot they had the Sears Auto Center, and they had all kinds. That's where they had the CB radios and the car stereos and whatnot. And I remember keying them up like that.
So what channel did you have it on there, Sandbagger?
I don't remember what channel it was on, but the thing is that they had no antennas connected to the radios. It was just a display. They had a power supply hooked to them, and they had the mics hooked to them, but no antennas. So I stuck the mic around a rubber band around the mic and walked away. I figured, well, let's see how long it takes to cook the final. Well, I came back a couple of days later, and it was still transmitting.
10-4.
I know, it's pretty funny. So a quick key up with no antenna is probably not going to blow it up.
Absolutely not.
Point I was trying to make with the story, you know, it's like you hear about keying up the mic and you think, oh my God, I keyed up for 2 seconds, I'm going to fry it. Well, very few radios that was ever true about. There were a few that were really hyped up and all that you could pop the final out of, but most radios you can key up and you know, as long as it's not over peaked or anything, you got a lot of headroom there. You're not going to hurt it.
I bet you could probably get away with it longer with a tube radio.
Oh yeah, definitely. Although you'll weaken the tube more likely. I mean, you know, it's because you're going to draw more current.
Yeah, but it's not going to go pop and, you know, quit like that.
No magic smoke.
Beautiful stars out tonight.
I think it's cold out there.
Oh yeah, 13 degrees out.
Frigid.
I just came in from outside. I was quite all right when I was still in my work clothes.
What do you think, Spark?
Time for the birds.
I got the same 13, Ron.
Yeah. How's this 2510 sound over there?
Real nice.
Yeah, it does sound good.
Yeah, it's all back up.
Smooth operator.
There you go. Nice green LED in there. Woo!
What do you got for a microphone?
Turner 3.
I was going to say, it sounds like a +3 desk mic. Good match for that radio. That's what I used to run on mine when I used to run it back at my old place. I had a 2510 and a +3 on it. That seemed to be the best match for that radio.
Yeah, it seems to be alright. I have to keep it turned down a little bit. Other than that, it's working pretty good. I'm a couple clicks off of for 10 meter, but I'll adjust that later.
That sounds real good. Don't mess with it.
Nice and natural sounding, Ron.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, when I got it back, the RIT was out. Here, a red wire was in there. It broke solder joint.
Aha.
So it seems to be working just fine.
I like that radio. That's what I got in my mobile.
Yeah, right after Blockhead and I talked about just about this particular type of radio, I go out, I turn the car on, turn the radio on, boom, there went the screen, all 8s and 7s. I'm like, oh man. So he replaced it and put a green LED chip in there for me.
Oh, no kidding. Lucky you had the parts.
Yeah.
Can I get away with a Turner +2?
Sure you can.
Well, how's the Turner +2 sound?
I think I like the other one a little bit better, but that doesn't sound bad.
Is the gain at the same place, same area?
It's pretty close. It might be up a little tad more, but it's not objectionable.
But you like the other one better.
Yeah, I think I do. That's not bad, though.
Alright, hang on a second. Keep that in your head.
Oh, musical microphones on Classic Radio Roundup. Gotta love it. That don't sound right.
Oh, there we go. Wow, I can't do too much gain on that. That's a +3.
That doesn't sound bad either.
More full-bodied.
Yeah.
So, we like the +3. Let me see if I can't do too much gain though. I wonder why that is. Right about there, that looks loud enough anyway.
It had some kind of bad connection going on there. It was buzzing.
Yeah, the buzzing was coming out of my amp if I turned the audio gain up.
So what was it? You had the what? The sidekick on it first?
Sidekick first, +2, now it's a +3.
I'll put the sidekick back on again.
Alright, 1, 2, 3, +3.
Sounded good when it wasn't buzzing.
1, 2, 3, super sidekick.
I think I still like that one the best.
You try the sidekick with this one.
Best tone quality with the sidekick, huh?
I think so, yeah.
But I can use any of the other two.
Yes, you can.
Let's play with one more.
I'm surprised nobody noticed that I switched radios.
I did.
I was paying attention to my own thing over here, but you do sound boofy, baby.
Boofy?
No, it's like the boofy baby is a good one now. It's like, you know, the Channel 13 new term for sounding good. If you're boofy, you sound bad, but if you're boofy, baby.
I love it. We're inventing our own lexicon.
How does this one sound?
What'd you do? Put the sidekick on it?
Yeah, how's that?
Sounds good.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's a good one, huh?
Just a hair open on the bottom, not too far. Because I take notice when I had on the 618, when I turn that thing up a little bit, I start hearing feedback coming through, and it's not even jacked on, you know?
Yeah, you gotta watch it. Generally with the sidekick mic, you set your volume control on the top and the middle, and then set that one on the bottom to about where you want it to be, and then you got the one on the top is like a more fine adjustment. You can go up and down from there.
Yeah. Is it nice and loud? Clean?
Very clean.
Yep, Ron. I found that with a lot of these mics, these power mics, you only just crack them.
Yep, that's what it is. Maybe I'll take the +3 and use it for something else up top here.
Either one of those mics sound good.
Yeah, that's cool.
That one will probably sound really good on sideband too.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's where I use most of the really good side.
Fours really don't do all that well on sideband because the frequency response is just wrong for it.
I don't use the D104s. It took too many socks.
Yeah, sideband I like the +3 or the sidekick.
Pretty much I only use the D104 on the Barker Williamson or the multi-LMAC anymore. I got Turners on everything else.
This one sound all right.
What is that one?
D104.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Little trebly.
Tag 4, a little trebly.
I was going to put my D104 on here, but it's set for relay switching, and this radio is electronic, and I don't feel like opening up the bass.
It would punch through the pile up though, Dave.
Well, that's D104, that's all I run on the Bangle.
That's all I run on the Simba too. It's a perfect match for it.
Yeah, D104 matches perfect with the multi-LMAC. Oh, and I also use it on the Imperials. It works great with the Imperials. Everything else is just not enough.
Yeah, not bad for a 20-watt radio, huh?
Yeah.
It should be what, 10 or 12 watts carrier.
Yeah, I actually turned it back. What's it set at now? Yeah, it's set back to about a, what the hell was that? Hold on. A 4-watt carrier. And it swings up to about 20.
Yeah, I back mine down too because I use it to drive the amp, so mine's only putting out about 3.5 watts.
Yeah, it did get quieter. This is just my GE into that HD 400.
choose from. That's right.
Well, here's the 1-pill driving the 8. There's the 2-pill driving the 8 with about the same output out of each of them.
Yeah, they sound about the same. That's what you want.
Show you right. I can get a lot more out of 2-pill. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Turn that knob to the right.
That's great. I love that. It's like you're switching and the audio is the same. That's so cool. Just the meter moves. The all knobs to the right crowd.
Yeah, I ought to be pushing the meter over now.
I'm doing a 4x4.
Let me put that back where I want it. Yeah, there we are. Countywide radio playing.
Dang.
Dang what?
Pushing my meter over there.
I'm back to right where I was.
That's got the strongest audio.
Yeah, that's that 1-pill Texas Star V Plus modulator.
Oh, the U-238 explosive space modulator.
I need
Yes, you're making me very angry.
to blow up the Earth. It's obstructing my view of Venus.
Oh, no. Oh, yes. You Earthlings make me so angry.
Oh, he's only going to blow up the Earth.
Where's my dog, Pluto?
I like the instant Martians, just add water.
That's funny.
And then the whole jar of them, the whole gumball machine winds up in the sewer on Earth.
Hey, Sparky,
Yes, sir.
remember that antenna I purchased out there at the Hamfest?
Yeah.
That plastic 3-foot Saturn? Well, I threw it out there in the garage and threw it up on 10 meter, got a beautiful match off of it. So I was up there on 10 meter today. I was using it for a little bit.
Oh, yeah? With the 1 o'clock show?
Yeah. It's this lane up there, so it's 12 foot off in this lane diagonal right to the peak. I'm going to put it on the outside again, but can't get back there because of all the snow.
That's right. All my antenna hobbies are pushed to the side because of the snow. How's this radio making it down there now, Ron?
Sounds good on this, president.
Oh, yeah. El Presidente. This is the 2x4 setup, Ron.
Yeah, I'm using a 2x4 right now.
That's right.
Fingers and 4 watts.
I'm using a 1x8.
2x4, 2x4.
1x8, 1x8.
I just have 2.
What, did Night Train fall asleep?
I need all I can get to get out of this volcano crater.
I'm trying to wake him up with the saw edge I'm running there. Yeah. Some good swing there, too.
Hey, now that it's quiet down, I want to try this Colt off the wire that's in the garage. So you guys can hear, okay?
Hey, 10-4, Ron. 10-4. You still copy Sparky on this barefoot radio?
Yeah, you guys got a copy. Anyone got a copy of this wire?
Ron, on his 4-watt radio.
I hear your wire.
Alright, cool. No power or nothing, just the radio itself. And it's a straight wire.
You give me about a 5, but I hear you.
Yeah, you give me about a 4 and I hear you.
There you go.
That's cool.
Just imagine if I turned on the heat box.
You give me a 3.5.
How am I hitting you over there, Spitfire, on this barefoot radio?
You're at the 10 over on this Regency Formula 23 race radio.
That's pretty cool, man. 4 watts.
Alright. I turned it up a little bit. It's running a wire alongside the garage.
3¼ watts. 3¼ watts, breaker.
Northish.
Oh no, my 3 watts not doing it?
I hear you. You hear?
Ron took you out with his wire.
What kind of signal is the 3 watts your way, Sparky?
No, 9.
You're at S7 over here too.
All right, we'll just go to the 1 pill driver.
Yeah, it's like a 7.5.
That's 8 swinging to like 45 or so.
That's all you need for tonight. It's pretty quiet out there now.
Yeah, it is quiet. I still hear something out there in the distance, but it's otherwise quiet.
Yeah, and I gotta roll, man. It's getting late, so I guess it's another classic radio roundup in the can. We'll catch everyone later next week. Classic radio roundup.
Yep, and that'll be it for the gate then.
Catcher, sandbagger.
See you, Bagger.
See ya, Bagger.